Good evening. This is a regularly scheduled meeting, Kettering City Council. Today's date is November the 24th. And as always, we will begin by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Vice Mayor Tony Kleepass.
Thank you, Your Honor. Y'all stand?
No.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kleepass. Before we begin the business part of the meeting, we'll pause for a brief invocation. Dear Lord, thank you for all who serve the Kettering community. Give us enthusiasm for our work and wisdom to make the right decisions. May we remain humble and grateful for the opportunity to lead. Guide this council so we may continue to serve our citizens with integrity and purpose, always remembering to be worthy of these responsibilities entrusted in us by our residents. Next, we'll go for a roll call. Ms. Kaczynski.
Mr. Lauder.
Present.
Mr. Scott.
Present.
Mr. Wanamaker.
Present.
Mr. Duke.
Yeah, present.
Mr. Kleepass.
Present.
Mrs. Fisher.
Present.
Mayor Patterson.
Present. Next, thank you to our Miami Valley Communication Council TV operator, Carl Suckamil in the back there, and we appreciate, Carl, everything you do for us for meetings as well as everything else. So with that, we'll move on to approval of the minutes, the November 10th, 2020 workshop and council meeting. Mr. Lauder.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have reviewed the minutes from both the council meeting and workshop from November 10th. I find them both in order, and therefore I move for their approval.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Being none, call the roll, please.
Mr. Lauder.
Yes.
Mr. Wanamaker.
Yes.
Mr. Duke.
Yes.
Mr. Kleepass.
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher.
Yes.
Mr. Scott.
Abstain.
Mayor Patterson.
Yes. Next, we'll move on to a presentation, proclamations, YWCA Dayton Day. Mr. Scott.
Thank you, Mayor Patterson. I have a proclamation. Whereas the YWCA Dayton is a local association of the world's oldest and largest multicultural social services organization for women. And whereas the YWCA Dayton is a catalyst for social change, dedicated to eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. And whereas YWCA Dayton was founded on November 26, 1870 in Dayton, Ohio, when 7 women joined together to ask themselves and of the Dayton community what they could do to elevate women in our midst. And whereas the YWCA Dayton has been at the forefront of the most pressing social movements for 150 years, from voting rights to civil rights, from affordable housing to pay equity, from violence prevention to healthcare reform, and today combines programming and advocacy to generate institutional change in 3 key areas: health and safety of women and girls, economic advancement of women and girls, and racial justice and civil rights. And whereas the YWCA Dayton has long served the Kettering community with activities held at local churches starting in 1954 and a physical office presence at 2924 Acorn Drive from 1964 through the 1980s, and today continues to have direct presence with our Girls Lead program in the Kettering City Schools. And whereas the services provided by the YWCA Dayton have stood the test of time for 150 years and will continue to have a positive impact on our community and citizens for generations to come. Now, therefore, Donald E. Patterson, Mayor of the City of Kettering, does hereby proclaim November 26, 2020 to be YWCA Dayton Day in the City of Kettering. And on behalf of the members of City Council, City Administration, and the citizens of the community, does hereby express our appreciation of the YWCA Dayton for their many contributions to the Kettering community and the Miami Valley region, and to extend our best wishes for the 150th anniversary celebration. Signed this day, Donald E. Patterson, Mayor of the great City of Kettering.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. We will send that on to them. So next we'll move on to public hearings. We have none, so we'll go to public comment on legislation. Anyone wishing to speak before council about comments or new information about the legislation on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address. Comments should be addressed to council. If you have comments that are not about legislation on tonight's agenda, there will be an opportunity for those to be heard later in the meeting. Is there anyone who has any comments on public legislation? Okay, next we'll move on to ordinances in second reading, which we have none this evening.
Mayor,
So we'll move.
Mayor, this is Tony. Was there a holiday is home to the Kettering is home to the holiday presentation?
Ah, yes, there is. Let's go back to that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, for presentation, Kettering is holiday or home to the holidays. Mr. Bergstresser will play the tape.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We're the Bradleys. We're here in front of Poland Farm, which is in Kettering, and Kettering's very fortunate to have such a lovely place, especially during the holidays. For the last 42 years, the Kettering Volunteers have hosted a Christmas Day gathering here, which is a free open house for those people who wanted to come and share the Christmas spirit. Normally, we would be preparing for this Christmas open house, but with the pandemic, we're not able to have our annual Christmas Day gathering here at Poland. But we wanted to spread some holiday cheer and make sure everybody got into the spirit and make sure that Kettering would be able to shine even in the darkness. So the city has created Kettering is Home to the Holidays. It's created as a tour of lights and decorations throughout Kettering that we hope will share the Christmas spirit. We're hoping the entire community gets involved. We are asking everyone to consider outdoor decorations this year, both homes and businesses, to show their holiday spirit. Beginning the 24th of November, we invite you to upload your pictures of your decorations and fill out a submission form. Your address will be recorded on a map, and that map will be available to everyone so they can download it and take a tour of the Kettering holiday lights. This will include both here at Poland Farm, which is well decorated, and the Lincoln Park Civic Commons, along with the mayor's Christmas tree. Picture submissions will be accepted until the 15th of December. A video of those pictures will be created by Miami Valley Communications Council and available through social media. What a great, safe way for the family to spend an evening during the Christmas holiday season. For further information, visit the Kettering website or call the volunteer office at 296-2433. We hope you will join with us in the holiday spirit this year. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you, and I'm sure I will not hear the end of that from Mr. Bradley in skipping his video presentation. So, okay, let's go back to resolutions. Begin with Vice Mayor Kleepass.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing the city manager on behalf of the Kettering Municipal Court to accept a body armor grant from the Ohio Attorney General. The estimated cost is $3,627.12. The amount budgeted is zero. It's requested by both judges, Judge Long and Judge Dressel. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Sweeterman.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution will authorize the acceptance of a body armor grant from the Ohio Attorney General for equipment to enable the Kettering Municipal Court to increase its ability to provide field service work by its probation officers. The grant is a one-time funding of $2,720.34 with matching funds from the court's budget of $906.78. As mentioned, it will be used for body armor for 3 probation officers. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Mr. Sweeterman? Being none, call the roll, please.
Mr. Kleepass,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Lauder,
Yes.
Mr. Wanamaker,
Yes.
Mr. Duke,
Yes.
Mayor Patterson.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement for youth counseling services. The estimated costs and funds available are $114,700, and it is requested by the city manager, and I move for approval.
Second.
Schwederman.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution will allow us to continue our longstanding agreements and partnerships with the Kettering School District, as well as South Community for youth counseling services. The estimated cost of the contract is $114,700. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, Mr. Schwederman? Being none, call the roll, please.
Mrs. Fisher,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Lauder,
Yes.
Mr. Wanamaker,
Yes.
Mr. Duke,
Yes.
Mr. Kleepass,
Yes.
Mayor Patterson.
Yes.
Mayor Patterson, I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Kettering, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020. Estimated cost is $3,627.12. This is requested by the Finance Department. I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Schwederman.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is supplemental appropriation for 2020 is related to the body armor grant as previously discussed. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, Mr. Schwederman? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Lauder,
Yes.
Mr. Wanamaker,
Yes.
Mr. Duke,
Yes.
Mr. Kleepass,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher,
Yes.
Mayor Patterson.
Yes. Moving on to ordinances in first reading.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have an ordinance in first reading to amend the traffic control map and the traffic control file of the City of Kettering to show the installation of traffic signs on various city streets in the City of Kettering, Ohio. It's being requested by our engineering department. And again, this is an ordinance in first reading.
Mr. Schwederman.
Thank you, Your Honor. This will be a no parking anytime adjustment to our traffic control map on the north side of West Spring Hill Avenue, from about 80 feet west of South Dixie to about 235 feet west of South Dixie. It's a narrow street and no parking is required to allow for effective flow of traffic. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Being none, first reading. Next, we'll move on to certifications and petitions. Ms. Kaczynski.
Your Honor, we did not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
Manager's report.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have a few items for you today in the community update. The first item we have for you, as mentioned by the Bradleys earlier in the video, is Kettering is home to the holidays, and we're encouraging our residents to upload photos of their decorated homes so that we can create a tour for residents to drive throughout the community. Anyone wishing to do this has questions can contact our volunteer office at 296-2433. Just a reminder that it is Thanksgiving week and the city offices will be closed on Thursday the 26th and Friday the 27th. The Rumpke refuse and recycling days will be delayed one day. Thursday will be collected on Friday and Friday will be collected on Saturday. Just another reminder that this coming Saturday, November the 28th, is Small Business Saturday. And certainly during the pandemic, we're encouraging all of our residents now more than ever to shop local businesses in Kettering. Leaf pickup continues, and we are currently in District 9. We will make our way through 9, 10, and 11 fairly quickly and then start back over throughout the city. We are encouraging residents to only rake leaves to the curb. They do not have to be in the street, but rake the leaves to the curb. If they have any other brush or debris, they can take those items to our yard debris drop-off center on Woodman Center Drive. Medicare open enrollment is continuing and will continue through December the 7th. Residents who would like to schedule an appointment at the Kettering Connection can do so by calling 296-3330. Would like to congratulate our K-9 officers and our K-9s. All three of our K-9s received their certification this year from the United States Police K-9 Association in narcotic detection, patrol functions, and tracking. So congratulations to Nash, Jackson, Ox, and also certainly officers DeSalvo, Maloney, and Harrison. We were contacted recently by the Community Blood Center in request for their urgent need for COVID-19 convalescent plasma donors. So if you fit that need, please contact the Community Blood Center at 461-3220 for more information. I mentioned earlier that we're currently working on leaf pickup, and our intention is November 30th would start the final pass through the city. So we are encouraging residents to get busy this weekend and get their leaves out to the street, because it may be the final time through their neighborhood starting as early as Monday. So we encourage our residents to comply with that. We also want to let our residents know that our yard debris drop-off center will close on December the 7th at 3 p.m. So just a couple more weeks yet, or a week or so, to get your yard cleaned out and over to the yard debris center. And then last, Your Honor, we just have the reminder that the mayor's Christmas tree lighting will be virtual this year on December the 4th. And we do have a virtual event that will air at 5:15 on Channel 6 and on the Play Kettering's Facebook page. I've had the privilege and honor of seeing the first drafts of this video, and we have a great program planned from 5:15 to 6. And then Mayor Patterson will light the tree at Lincoln Park Civic Commons at 6 o'clock. Your Honor, that's all I have for you tonight for tonight's community update. I'll be happy to answer any other questions.
Any questions of Mr. Schwiedeman? If not, we'll move on to audience participation, point in the program. If you'd like to come speak before council, please let us know and we'll get you on. Is there anybody like to speak before council? Okay. Sorry it takes so long. I'm having to get texts telling me whether through the technical things we have anybody. We do not have anybody. So we will move on to council committee reports, begin with Vice Mayor Kleepath.
Thank you, Your Honor. On November the 11th, several of us attended an event at Indian Ripple Park where the 3 mighty oak trees were planted and in honor of Dave Noble, who was a former employee at Parks Recreation, and I don't think it was Culture Arts at the time necessarily, but Dave was an employee in that department. And the Parks Foundation and Mary Beth Thaman and a lot of Dave Noble's friends and family organized this event. We had Miami Valley Communications Council there filming. Dave is now, I think he's in Tennessee now, but when he left Kettering, he left a lot of his legacy in Kettering. His kids are here, his brother's here, I think other family members, and he went up in northeastern Ohio to continue his work in parks, recreation, and culture events. I thought it was neat that they planted these oak trees, and he said the oak tree is a living legend representing all that is true, wholesome, stable, and noble. So it was a great event. Dave was able, and his wife were able to watch it. The video was live, and it was one of the best programs. The 3 of us who were there said that we have seen in a long time. It was a nice, fresh day to be outside to, and everyone was socially distancing and wearing masks. So good job by the PRCA folks and the Parks Foundation. We were Zooming last week a couple of times. I'm sure the mayor will talk about it. A couple swearing-ins he did last week at the fire department. And last but not least, now more than ever, of course, support your local business. Shop, carry out, buy catering. The other day, I saw something on TV or on the internet about how you can support your local businesses by when you're doing your holiday shopping or when you're doing your holiday gift list suggestions, put gift cards on there. And those gift cards should specifically say, get them from a Kettering business. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Fisher.
Well, Your Honor, the only thing I would like to do is just re-uplift that Kettering is home to holidays to the residents, that they would take a picture of their lights. I plan to do that. Mine will not be elegant like the home that's on Whip or near Whip and Marshall, or even my next door neighbor that really does a big splash job. But so no yard is going to be too small for that. It's going to be a great way for people to get out in the neighborhood and be able to see the holiday unlike we've had in the past. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Scott.
Thank you, Mayor Patterson. Just would like to echo what Councilman Kleypas or Vice Mayor Kleypas said about Small Business Saturday. Make sure you support your small businesses in the Kettering community, whether it be a restaurant or a store, town and country, wherever. Make sure you support them because it's obviously, we all know it's a rough time for them right now. And the thing is, it's a small business that sponsors your local rec team and goes that extra mile. These are people that live in your community. So let's be sure to support them. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Duke.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to echo what Tony said about Dave Noble. They put together a great program and they must have had, I don't know, 60, 70 people there. It was a great crowd. And a lot of folks that worked in Parks and Rec over the years came back to honor Dave Noble at that tree planting. I also just want to congratulate Mitch Robbins, our new police chief. I know you're going to talk about it, Mayor, but he's a KLA grad, so glad he's our new chief of, our new fire chief, not our chief of police. That's all I have, Your Honor. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Wanamaker.
I just want to echo what Tony said. That was a great ceremony for Dave Noble. He's a great guy. He never knew a stranger. He's just fun to be around. And he did an outstanding job here for the city of Kettering. And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, we kind of touched on it on the 17th. I had the opportunity to swear in David Roth, our new assistant fire chief over at fire headquarters. He and his family were there along with the incoming chief, Chief Robin. So congratulations to Dave. The next night I had the opportunity over there to swear in our new fire chief, Mitch Robbins, and his family was there. So congratulations to both of them. They're both great individuals. And we know that they will help and work with and serve our residents with integrity and enthusiasm. And we wish them the best of luck here. So a couple things. One, I know Carl's taping this meeting or running this meeting. Had the opportunity to go over to Miami Valley Communication Council's office and record my Christmas book for the tree lighting on the 4th of January, which was fun. And then really I just wanted to, we've talked about it, if you would join us for the virtual tree lighting December 4th. The fun actually starts on Facebook at 5:15. You can go to playkettering.org for more information. And I will be decked out and ready to go in my holiday attire. Because this is virtual, I have not done that. So this isn't something that you've seen before, and it's quite embarrassing. So go ahead and join. There are crafts for kids, music, good reading, narrated, by yours truly in a book and our own Jamie Jarosik. So need I say more? We hope to all see you on December the 4th for the mayor's Christmas tree lighting. And with that, I wish everyone a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And our next regularly scheduled meeting, well, not regular, there's nothing about regular in this year. Our next meeting will be on December 8th, and that will be by Zoom as well. So everyone have a good Thanksgiving. Good evening.